The 3 Special Olympics athletes we're about to meet are part of the Global Messengers program, where they get the training and the opportunity to take on leadership roles.
Okay, and then... Yeah.
Hi, my name's Rebecca. I live in Mountain. I'm a proud representative of Global Messenger Program.
Hi, my name's Ned Aiken. I'm from Dunedin.
Hello, my name is Andrew Boyce and I'm from Auckland and I'm proud to be a Global Messenger.
When they were kids, Matt, Andrew and Rebecca were often sidelined simply because they had an intellectual disability. But Special Olympics New Zealand has recognised their leadership skills. They've been singled out for a high-level training course to become Global Messengers, ambassadors who will promote the rights of people with intellectual disabilities. People with an intellectual disability are often spoken for or spoken about. The Special Olympics Global Messengers program is all about changing that. The trio have come to Wellington for a training course to groom them for their new role.
You.
10 Special Olympic athletes from around the country have been chosen as this first team of Global Messengers. The Global Messengers will do 4 workshops to learn the skills they need to go to a new level in their sport. They'll build confidence to aim high, to become team captains, coaches, or even serve on a board of directors.
As I was younger, I thought I was the only person who had a disability around the world, but as the years gone by, I realised that there was different people who had different disabilities. I'm going to give you guys a ball, and I'm going to get you guys to dribble in and out, okay?
And that's the point to the Global Messengers program, raising awareness of people who live with intellectual disabilities. In part, it's a mentoring scheme. By upskilling Matt and giving him confidence, he's able to mentor others, creating a ripple effect. Here in Dunedin, Matt's already putting his skills into practice. He coaches other Special Olympics athletes, but he reckons he gets a whole lot back from his involvement in sport.
Making friends every time I'm going up to like National South Islands or even the Special Olympics, even helping mum coach, and like they're coming up to me and like saying, "Hey Matt, how's it going?" and stuff, and it's been a big part of my life ever since.
Matt's in his last year at Otago Boys High School. He's shown himself to be a leader here too. His skills as an athlete have earned him school sports awards, and he's become a prefect.
He's working on that. So there's those things that are going on.
He had support from the student body and he had support from staff. And that's been about his effect in the school in the years that he's been here.
Yeah, like the year 9 or 10s looking up on me, and especially the people who've got disabilities, like look up to me and seeing what I can do and what they can do.
It's not all easy for Matt. He struggles in the classroom, but he's supported by a teacher aide.
Recover.
It recovers. Brilliant, Matthew. So it recovers. And the quicker it recovers...
But he's achieved level 1 NCEA and astounded his mum, who worried about sending him to such an academic school.
I want to go to Otago Boys High School with my friends, is what he said to me. We were adamant that that was not going to be a school he was going to. And I guess in hindsight that was just the era that the school was in at the time.
I've done really well in all my classes, and even passing level 1, it's so amazing for me what I can do.
He's also, as you will have noted around the school, he's one of the best presented boys in the school. His uniform is always absolutely spotless. He's a role model.
So what's made the difference? The school itself. Everyone from the principal down has embraced the spirit of inclusion and ensured Matt was well supported so he could achieve. Rebecca Heath's come full circle. She spent her school years here at Wellington High. Now she's helping students one-on-one with their work. There's bounce in Rebecca's step. That's newfound confidence that's come from knowing she's making a real difference in her role as a teacher aide.
And you add the salt in here, 2 tablespoons of caster sugar.
What's the funnest part about it? What's the best part you go home and tell people about?
How much the kids improved every day. 190 grams of flour.
The Global Messengers program has shown Rebecca her potential. She's well aware of how far she's come from her own nervous school days.
Kind of a bit shy and just sitting at the back, I guess, but I've more come out of my shell.
The recurring theme of this story is what's possible when you remove barriers.
There's an enormous strength and value that she brings because she's been a student here and has been in the base, and so understands the things that students can and can't do, I think probably better than the rest of us do. I think, sometimes we can take for granted what's successful, and Rebecca also is an incredible workhorse. She works incredibly hard and she has this incredible memory about how things are done and where things are.
Andrew Boyce is 27, older than many of the other Global Messengers. He's a working man. He found an employer willing to train him. Now that boss praises his leadership.
We work as a team, and Andrew helps out with the weaker members of the team. And he's also very good at coming in when we need help, when we're working on the trees. He's a lot more able, I should say, to come in when we need, as you saw before, putting wedges in and such.
Be clear about what we're doing. Yeah. All right. Safety first. Yep.
Each of the Global Messengers joined Special Olympics as a sporting outlet, but the organisation has been a trigger for their confidence.
And to be a part of a team, to have fun, and it's not out, when you get out there, it's not by yourself, it's teamwork, and I love being in a team.
He's a boy who we weren't expecting to achieve much, who's achieved huge amounts.
Well, these are all my trophies. This one I got for Basketball Player of the Year, and I'm really proud of it.
How long have you been involved?
Well, I'm involved since I was 15, so that's 12 years.
And over that time, you've developed as a bit of a leader as well?
Yes, I have. I coach, and I really enjoyed that.
Rebecca started swimming for her health. She was born with hemiplegic cerebral palsy and has restricted movement in one arm and one leg. Rebecca's been to the Special Olympics National Championships twice, but her goal now is to coach others.
Yeah, coaching is a definite option. I can coach the younger group before my group, so I can go earlier if I want to and coach them if they are running short-staffed.
We couldn't be prouder. This is a child that when she was born we were told would never walk or talk, and we were determined that wouldn't be the case, and we've worked extremely hard on her, but because of her determination she's got where she is now, and she's done so many things and she just keeps on going and going, and we are extremely proud. And for her now to be a global messenger with Special Olympics means she can give something back, which is really wonderful.
I felt very nervous when they interviewed me, but when I heard that I was going to be in the program, I thought, yes, I can do something with this and make it achievable for me and see more athletes come up in the future.
That's what's really so heartening about his involvement with Special Olympics and then leading on to the Global Messenger, is that things haven't always been easy for Andrew. They've always really been a struggle, but he's the eternal optimist, and he's worked really hard to get to where he is.
I can remember when he was diagnosed with having DSM-5 mental retardation, that take him home and do what you would with him as a normal child. He may develop, he may not.
In fact, he's probably well ahead of his schoolmates. Determined to be independent, Matt's already taken the first step, shifting out of the family home and into his own pad out the back.
It's much better living by myself than up in the big house where mum and dad and two sisters don't have to listen to him whinge and moan all the time and stuff.
As for Andrew, he certainly doesn't lack for confidence. He's joined Toastmasters, and you can be sure he'll use his global messenger status to drive a change in attitudes.
Okay, this photo here is from the launch of the ALPS program, and part of that program is the Global Messenger. And that's me when I went down to Wellington to do a speech in front of the Prime Minister, John Key, and I was a bit nervous, but it went really well.
It's a tradition at Otago Boys High School for the prefects to read the school roll of honour. Today, it's Matt's turn to take to the stage.
There's it. Rock, rip, or rip.
Oh, what did you just say?
Rock, rip.
Yep, perfect. Just about spot on, perfect.
I'm not nervous. They told us not to be nervous up in a big audience.
Matt's confidence is at an all-time high, knowing he has new skills acquired on his training courses.
Gold, John, Gordon, Roderick, Franklin, James, Hayes, Charles, Clifford, Hill, Amos, Thomas.
You had the principal, you had the head boy, the deputy head boy, and you.
Yeah, it feels great to get up there and be a part of the team.
Matt's achievements at this school will have lasting impact. He's opened the door, ensuring that anyone else who follows in his footsteps will be given the same respect.
Funny how I used to not like being around people who have disabilities to nowadays who I like being around other people with disabilities. It's great fun.
But the work of these newly appointed global messengers is only just beginning.
Too often, individuals with an intellectual disability are not given the chance to speak. They are spoken for or about.
Giving Special Olympics a big name is out to the world.
I'd like to break down the barriers within society that exist around people with an intellectual disability.
I felt really happy that I've done something for myself and for the community.
I would like to raise public awareness as to what those with an intellectual disability can do and not what they can't.
The class of 2010 has now graduated and they're out there promoting the Special Olympics message.
They've got a busy year coming up with the Summer Games in Athens.